Like, how did it start? Like, how did Hope House start?
Well, we were basically Christians who had been sitting on the pew for a long time and hearing the message, love your neighbor as yourself, and we realized that, we don't even know our neighbors. So we were blessed that we got a house right here in the neighborhood, and some really rough stuff had taken place in the house, and it had a reputation. And we came in and just kind of gutted it. And we were, of course, very afraid at first. We would park across the street at the Circle A and just kind of spy and watch the activity going on. It was scary. But then we started sitting on the porch. And when the kids would let out of school, because this school was open at the time, and then LeBlanc is right down the road also. So when they would let out of school, they would all come right through the yard. So we'd sit on the porch every day, and that's how it got started. Like, what? 3 main goals here. One is building community. We do that by starting at the Hope House, and we just invite all our neighbors, get to know everybody, and there are some needs that arise there, and we meet those needs in order to establish a relationship. And then our second goal is to empower those in need, and it's a hard word to grasp and to really get your head around, but basically it's whoever you're helping needs to be part of the solution. And so in everything that we do, we try to make opportunities for them to be involved.
I really like that. Do you have any, like, cool stories of, like, something that may have just happened, like someone came in here, just like something really cool happened, just kind of a story that maybe sticks out in your mind?
A whole lot. Probably my favorite is we had a lady that we met down at the Hope House. I just started a one-on-one kind of mentoring with her, and we would go to lunch and we'd talk about the Bible, and we just grew to be good friends. She started coming to church with me a little bit. She was a beautiful woman. She was young, but she didn't have any teeth. And you could tell that that fact shaped her life. She didn't have the confidence to go get a job. I let her bring it up that was an issue, and we made arrangements for her to go get some dentures, and I'm telling you, like caterpillar to butterfly, and she just came to life. The third goal that we have here is mobilizing the compassionate, which is we want to be a place where other Christians can come learn to love their neighbors, because it is scary at first, but once you come in and you kind of take a tour of the place, you meet the people, it's just not so scary anymore. They're now your neighbors. It's not us and them, it becomes a we, and it's a beautiful thing.
What got you started in Widows?
Well, I love old people. And
What doesn't love a good old person?
and my mother used to say that I was good with old people. And I told her it was because I was a kindergarten teacher. And it's old people. I mean, I shouldn't say. But I had patience. I had patience with, but I just love old people. And I'll go sit and listen to their stories. And I just love being around them, because they're happy. And they are very appreciative of any little thing you do for them,
Why do you think it's important to, like, reach out to the widows?
Well, I think God wants us to, and that's in the Bible, that we're supposed to take care of them, and especially ones that don't have family close by. We have one little lady that's 92 and has no children. She never had children. Her husband's been dead 15 years, and no family in town, and she needs somebody. And if the church, that's her family. That should be her family. So what we do is we have a committee, and we all kind of pick names from all the group. We have a list of all the people, and they're kind of our ones that we check on, send the birthday cards, go by and visit. Of course, it's up to how much you want to do, but holidays we usually do some kind of treat or something special. Just calling them and talking to them it's just the little things mean so much to them. So it doesn't take much to make them feel good, but just that they're important and that somebody cares about them.
You think that makes God happy?
Oh, I think so. And it makes them happy, and it makes me happy. When I come home, you know, they bless me. You know, they really bless me, you know, and they
All right, so Shock, tell me a little bit about Abraham's Tent.
Abraham's Tent is a nonprofit soup kitchen in North Lake Charles. Its main purpose is to serve meals to homeless and low-income families. They started offering other things these past couple years. It's like some bill payment, some healthcare things. All of it's either free or really, really low paid, government assistance kind of thing. People in the city donate food and clothes and things for people to pick up. It's just like this one common place for you to go and get help in that area of the city.
So what got you started like going to Abraham's Tent?
When I was about 17 or 18, me and a friend of mine started going on our own. Just kind of like to see what it was like because we'd heard about it, went a few times, and Tim kind of started asking questions about where we'd been going, and then it just went from there.
Can you tell us like a cool story, maybe something that like happened like one time to you, or?
The first time we went to Abraham's Tent with the college group, that was before it was 635. That was before we had the ministry and before the warehouse was what
Long
it is.
ago.
Oh yeah, it was a while back. We went, it was probably about 10 or 15 of us went to Abraham's Tent, and they put us all on the serving line during the mealtime. So it was about 10 or 15 of us in the kitchen on the serving line, and after about 5 or 10 minutes of doing that, me and my friend decided we did not want to be behind that counter anymore because there was no way God's work was being done by all of us being behind that counter. So that day had a lot of impact on how I go about going to Abraham's Tent and asking other people to go, that we don't just settle for the behind the counter kind of work, that we actually get our feet in and, you know, meet the people. And we just kind of walked around the kitchen area and started talking, and I don't know, it just kind of set the foundation for what I think that service should look like there.
Just like you see service is just kind of like not just, you know, just kind of the background, just actually just an acting, just what God has for you. And what opportunities do other people have to serve in Abraham's Tent?
I feel like a lot more than they think. Everybody can always donate clothes. Everybody can always donate food, perishable, non-perishable. They pretty much take it all because they get a lot of help from the city, so they're real open with that. But during the meal hours, that's when the people that need that help are there. And beside like giving them tangible things that they may need, I feel like one of the biggest ways of service that we miss sometimes is just that relational aspect, is going and talking to somebody about their lives and smiling, you know, like just being human to each other.
Because I think sometimes we get caught up with talking at people and not talking to people, and they can tell. I mean, it's about the relationship because no person's better than another one, and I really like that. I think it's so true.
Again, a lot of friends from church and just a lot of friends from different social statuses there, they realize that everybody likes to play with a ball. Everybody likes to play with a ball. Like, so much fun. Everybody likes popsicles. Everybody likes to tell at least one story about one day when they weren't upset, and that's what happens when we go there. We lose all of the things that make us individual, and we really just get to know each other and those common grounds that we have. And I think that's what God has shown the most, that no matter how different or how separated we are, that if He's the foundation, you won't really see all of that. And I think going there with a lot of people from 635 and a lot of the high school girls, usually a lot of the high school boys, when they come, like, I lose them, you know, like they go play somewhere. But I think that's the biggest impact on them as individuals, usually.
What else do you want to talk? What else do you want us to share with others about Abraham's Tent and serving?
Yeah.
It took me a long time to be confident in my service being to glorify God. A couple times I caught myself doing it because I thought it was an obligation, or doing it because I knew that I wanted to help, and it took a lot of days and just humble prayers and God revealing to me that that's his people and he'll do with his people what he wants to do with his people. He called me to look like him, and that's it. And I think that's the most precious thing that I've learned just over these past few years going there, is that we don't always have to have an organized project, and we don't always have to have a big event. Like, we don't always have to bring stuff. Sometimes it's just being who you are, and if that's a reflection of Christ, that's more than enough.
Yeah, I really like that, because I think one aspect that's really lost is service should not be about a feeling or a feel-good moment, but service is an action. It's something we're called to do, and I love how that's the heart that you're taking in the matter, and that's the heart how we should take in a service, is just to glorify God, because it's easy to just go do service because it's the right thing to do, or we feel good afterwards.
And like it is, you know, and we do, like, all of those things really do happen. Like, we do need to help each other, and you do feel good after you help somebody.
But that shouldn't be
that shouldn't be your drive.